Hey, we're back. Another episode. Shout out to everybody rocking with the channel. Got the shirt off today, just banged out those push-ups. Yeah, I usually, wake up, hit the journal, get the word in. It's a banger. Go get that one. If you ain't reading, you're not in the game. If you're not in the gym, you're not in the game. If you haven't read a book since school, whatever that was, high school or college, you're a loser. Then I did the push-ups. Then I banged this out. Just trying to stay consistent. But today I'm going to talk about the exact reason why it feels like everything around you is falling apart, or it feels like everything around you is against you, or it feels like everybody around you is trying to test you, or like the world is testing you. Does it feel like no one understands you? We talked about being alone yesterday. It feels like everybody's against you, low key. Yeah, that's normal, brother. That's all normal. That's exactly what it's supposed to feel like. In my experience, usually when it was time for me to elevate to a new level of consciousness, to a new level of my being, a higher frequency, it usually gets the most hectic, right? It usually, life tended to become the most volatile around this time. Like a lot of things in my external world weren't making sense, but internally I knew exactly how I felt, and when you are going to elevate, the new life is always going to cost the old one. Everything that you did in the past, all your thoughts, your feelings, behaviors, actions from the past, they're not going to serve you in the future, and the universe wants you to have the future you desire, but it has to cleanse you of all these negative habits and thought patterns and delusions and things that have kept you stagnant for the longest time. Things that have kept you stagnant, the things that have been replaying over and over and over in your head that have kept you stagnant, but for some reason you were unable to remove them. So now, the universe always does for us what we cannot do for ourselves. He's gonna remove them for you. He's gonna show you. Sometimes it's an easy way, sometimes it's a painful way. He's gonna show you exactly why there's no point to, feel anything towards anything that serves you in the past. You know what I mean? There's no reason to have any ill will, any malice, or anything like that, but it's just time to move forward. And this test is usually because God wants to see, God knows, but it's just to show you that you're exactly who you think you are. Because around this time in my experience, it's like I've known exactly where I wanted to go, but I didn't truly believe. You know what I mean? There's a difference between knowing and believing. Knowing means like you can be taught some new stuff to know, but believing, there's no extra. You don't got to learn nothing else. You know what I mean? Because you already believe. You don't even got to really learn it. You just got to believe it and have faith. You know what I mean? And at this point in your life, that is what the universe is trying to do, to get you to believe. Because right now, it's evident, but you're not changing. You're not moving. You're not leaving the things that no longer serve you in the past for some reason, whatever that may be. I've been in this situation numerous of times. When I first left my neighborhood to go get clean, it got the most hectic for me, like the most hectic. I think I've said it in past videos. The only choice I felt I had was either I got to do something to them or they're going to do something to me. You know what I mean? That's how hectic my external reality got. You know what I mean? It felt like I was getting attacked from all angles. It felt like nobody I was around was understanding me. But at the end of the day, it's just that fear of the unknown, in my experience, that kept me stuck. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was to come. You know what I mean? When I left my neighborhood, I didn't know what the next phase looked like. And for most of us, that's scary, bro. Like, humans like to control stuff. We like to understand what's going on. We like to know where we're headed. We like to have a plan. We're very systematic creatures, but the universe doesn't operate on, our frame of senses. The universe operates in the past and the future at the same time. You know what I mean? Past, present, and the future. It's a different timeline. So this is exactly why It tends to be scary for humans to think about the future, to think about the unknown. That's why people get anxiety when they stress about the future. You know, some people say depression is being too stuck in the past, and anxiety is when you get too far in the future. But when you get to this pivotal point, it's time to just remove anything from the past that's keeping you depressed and that's keeping you stagnant, because I promise you that fear of the unknown, going through that is exactly what you need to be prepared to be into that next phase, right? And then once I got, got clean, went out there, I got a life that I didn't even, I had a dream, but the Lord gave me something better than I ever expected, right? And then after that, the same thing right before I went to Kansas. I didn't know it was going to happen. I ain't never been to Kansas. All I knew was it snowed there, right? So the fear of the unknown, but I went, I had an idea, I had a dream, but the universe gave me something better than I was even expecting. And again, the same thing happened right before I went to Germany. It felt like everything, like from the outside looking in, it felt like I was misunderstood. No one understood why I was doing it. Why is this guy doing this? He's so old. Why doesn't he go get a job, start a family, things of that nature? And I almost did that, you know what I mean? I almost was going to just settle and give up on my dream for a situation or a relationship, you know what I mean? Because I was just so afraid of the unknown. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I had a dream, I had a vision, and I went, bro, and God gave me something way more better than I ever expected, And now I'm back at the same situation. And I know it happens, you know what I mean? I understand life is about contractions and expansions. Usually when it's so dark and so hectic, that means something so beautiful is coming next. And I've been in it for the past month and a half, going to this next phase of my life. But it's like I've been paying so much attention to certain portions of my past because it's comfortable, you know what I mean? In my experience, once I find a comfortable state, depending on where I'm at mentally, I get attached to it. You know what I mean? It gets real hard for me to detach from certain situations, especially if I'm not in the right state of mind. You know what I mean? And there's a situation I was just so attached to, I couldn't detach. I couldn't even see it clearly, And as soon as I decided to, allow that to be what it is and remove myself and continue, moving to the unknown, the universe blessed me with something greater than I even expected, right? And I'm continuing just to keep that, it's a daily thing you got to do, you know what I mean? But that's exactly why, you feel like no one's understanding you. That's exactly why, you feel like everybody's against you. That's exactly why you feel like, it's so hard right now. It's not, things aren't going the way they should be. That's exactly why you feel like you got a fight or flight mentality right now, or a make or break decision, but it's exactly what you need to be going through. This is exactly what's going to prepare you for that next level. And that thing that you're thinking about that you need to remove, it's time to remove it. Because I'm telling you, the universe wants you to have exactly what you want, but you got to get rid of all old past emotions, feelings, resentments, thoughts, everything. But some days you're going to think about those things once you get into this new level, this new frequency, this new vibration, but you must continue no matter what. Because at the end of the day, just returning to the past and closing the gap, like Snoop Dogg talks about, just causes you harm. Whether it be past relationship, past friends, past associations, past situations, You don't got to go back to those and try to bring them up where you're at. You know what I mean? They're either going to come where you're at or they're just going to stay there, and that's just the way things go. So, yeah, that's exactly why you feel this way, brother.